What if I told you that counting calories might be the reason you're still gaining weight, that the diet you've been loyal to for months is actually working against you? You try your best. You skip dessert. You walk more. You even drink black coffee instead of your favorite sweet latte. But the scale barely moves. And worse, every pound you do lose somehow finds its way back. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And most of all, it makes you feel like your body is broken. But what if the real issue isn't your willpower or your food choices? What if your body has been locked in fat-burning mode, and there's a simple insulin trick to finally switch it off? In this video, you'll discover what scientists like Dr. Ben Bikman and Dr. Jason Fung are now shouting from the rooftops. Insulin, not calories, is the true master switch of weight loss. And by learning how to control just one hormone, you can burn fat faster, feel more energized, and finally reclaim your health. I make these videos to bring hope, not hype, to help everyday people like you understand the real root of weight struggles and give you tools that actually work. So, if you're tired of feeling stuck, you're exactly where you need to be. Let's break down exactly how insulin controls your fat-burning switch, and the one trick that 99% of successful people use to flip it on. 1. Insulin's role in fat storage. So now you might be wondering, if insulin is the real problem, how exactly does it trap you in this fat-storing cycle? Let's take a closer look at what's happening inside your body and why fixing it might be simpler than you think. Every time you eat, especially carbs or sugar, your blood sugar rises, and your pancreas responds by releasing insulin. Insulin's job is to move that sugar into your cells for energy. But here's the catch. When insulin is constantly high, your body can't burn fat. It literally locks the fat away, storing it like emergency fuel, and never giving you the key. Even if you're eating less and moving more, as long as insulin is elevated, your body stays in fat storage mode. This is why so many diets fail. People think it's about calories. But your hormones, especially insulin, decide whether you burn fat or hoard it. Dr. Ben Bikman's lab at BYU proved this in a powerful experiment. Researchers placed fat cells in a nutrient-rich environment without insulin, and guess what? The cells barely grew. But the moment insulin was added, those same cells rapidly swelled with fat, forming huge lipid droplets. This experiment shows something profound. It's not just how much you eat, it's how your body responds hormonally to what you eat. And we see this in real life too. Take the case of diabulimia, a dangerous condition in some people with type 1 diabetes. They reduce or skip their insulin doses on purpose to lose weight. Even if they're eating tons of calories, they stay thin because, without insulin, their body can't store fat. Of course, this is extremely dangerous and leads to serious consequences like ketoacidosis or even death. The point is not to skip insulin, but to understand how powerful this one hormone is in regulating fat storage. If you've been struggling for years, blaming yourself for being lazy or undisciplined, please stop. You've just been given the wrong strategy. It's not your fault. The good news? You don't need to starve yourself. You don't need to spend hours in the gym. What you do need is a smarter, science-based way to lower your insulin naturally. And when you do that, your body finally gets permission to burn fat the way it was designed to. And trust me, once you feel that shift, you'll never go back. Because it doesn't just change your weight, it changes your energy, your mood, even your hope for what's possible again. Now here's where it gets exciting. Scientists have uncovered a simple insulin trick, something so effective that 99% of people who use it lose weight faster and easier than they ever thought possible. It's not a supplement, it's not a fad diet, it's a shift in timing, rooted in how your body actually works. And in the next section, I'll walk you through exactly what that trick is and how you can start using it tonight. 2. The dawn effect and morning insulin resistance. You've just learned how insulin controls fat storage. But here's something even more surprising. Your body might be sabotaging your weight loss goals before you even eat your first bite of food. Let me explain. Your body follows a natural rhythm every 24 hours called the circadian rhythm. And part of that rhythm is something known as the dawn effect. Around 4 a.m., your body starts preparing to wake up. Cortisol, your stress hormone, begins to rise naturally, not because you're stressed, but because it's trying to get you energized for the day. Here's where it gets tricky. That early morning rise in cortisol signals your liver to dump glucose into your bloodstream. Your body does this to give you energy to start your day, even before breakfast. But that also means your blood sugar and insulin levels are already elevated before you eat anything. And when insulin is high, as you already know, fat burning shuts down. So what happens when you eat a big breakfast full of carbs and sugar, like cereal, toast, or even fruit smoothies? Your already high insulin spikes even higher. Your cells become more insulin resistant, and your body does the only thing it can: store more fat. It's not because you're eating too much, it's because you're eating at the wrong time, when your body is naturally primed to store rather than burn. That's why Dr. Ben Beekman and many other metabolic experts suggest a counterintuitive but powerful shift. Wait a little longer before eating. By simply delaying breakfast by a few hours, or choosing a low-carb, high-protein option, you avoid that early morning insulin spike and give your body a chance to shift into fat-burning mode. And let me be clear, this isn't about starving yourself. It's about working with your body's natural rhythm, not against it. If you've ever felt confused about why you gain weight even when eating healthy in the morning, now you know why. It's not your fault. You weren't lazy, you weren't overeating, you were just unknowingly triggering your fat burn switch the moment you woke up. Now imagine this. Instead of rushing to eat as soon as you open your eyes, you wait until mid-morning, or even early afternoon. You keep your insulin levels low, your energy stays stable, and your body starts tapping into stored fat for fuel. It's a small shift, but for many people, it's the one habit that finally breaks the cycle and unlocks effortless weight loss. So what should you actually eat when you do break your fast? And how can you build your meals to keep insulin low all day long? Let's explore that next, because timing is just the beginning. What you eat matters just as much. If this video helped you, make sure to leave a comment, hit like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on future health content that really matters. And don't forget to check the description below. I've listed some trusted health products that I personally stand by. These are carefully selected to support your blood sugar and overall wellness. 3. The insulin trick, a practical strategy. Let's take everything we've learned so far and now talk about what you can actually do starting today. Because while fasting is one of the most powerful ways to lower insulin, let's be honest. For many people, skipping meals completely just isn't realistic. That's why Dr. Ben Beekman offers a smart, simple alternative, what he calls the insulin trick. It's not extreme. It's not restrictive. It's about changing how and when you eat, so you keep your insulin low without starving yourself. Here's how it works. Instead of rolling out of bed and grabbing breakfast right away, pause for 20 to 30 minutes. During that time, do something light. Stretch, take a walk, tidy your space, plan your day. Why? Because your body is still riding the dawn effect wave. Insulin is already a bit elevated, and eating right away will spike it even higher. Now, when it's time to eat, here's the key. Choose insulin-friendly foods. That means low-carb, high-protein, and rich in healthy fats. Think eggs, avocado, nuts, plain Greek yogurt, or even a veggie-packed omelet. But there's another sneaky insulin trap. Coffee. Yes, your morning coffee, especially with carbs, might be secretly working against your weight goals. A study done more than 20 years ago showed something fascinating. When caffeine is consumed with glucose, insulin levels spike significantly higher. That means having coffee with toast or cereal or even a banana can amplify your body's fat-storing response. It's not that coffee is bad, but the timing and pairing matter. So Dr. Beekman recommends this. Delay your coffee until after your first insulin-friendly meal. Let your body ease into the day without a double insulin spike from both food and caffeine. This simple shift Delaying breakfast by 30 minutes, eating low carb, and moving your coffee later can dramatically reduce morning insulin levels and unlock fat burning, all without drastic lifestyle changes. And look, I know that when you've struggled for years, hearing another tip might sound like more noise. But this isn't a fad. This is your body's biology. This is science, finally working for you, not against you. I've seen people who made this one change, just this insulin trick, and watched their weight start to drop for the first time in years. Their cravings faded, their energy stabilized, and they finally felt like they weren't fighting their body anymore, because they weren't. A small adjustment, but for many people, it's the beginning of real, lasting transformation. So now that you know how to time and build your first meal, the next question is, what should the rest of your day look like to keep insulin low and fat burning high? Let's dive into that next. 4. Cortisol, stress, and appetite. Let's take this one step deeper. Because insulin doesn't act alone, there's another powerful hormone that can completely wreck your fat loss progress without you even realizing it. Cortisol. Cortisol is often called the stress hormone, but it's actually a natural part of your daily rhythm. Every morning, it rises to help you wake up and feel alert. But when your sleep is poor or your stress is high, cortisol doesn't just rise, it surges. And that surge sets off a domino effect that can seriously sabotage your metabolism. You see, when cortisol is high, especially in the morning, it raises insulin even more. That means your fat-burning switch stays off. But it doesn't stop there. Cortisol also messes with your brain. It increases the production of powerful appetite-stimulating proteins like neuropeptide Y and AGRP, which ramp up your cravings, especially for carbs and sugar. At the same time, cortisol blunts the effects of leptin, the hormone that tells you you're full. In simple terms, you wake up tired, stressed, and insulin-resistant, craving bagels, donuts, or a sugar-packed coffee, not because you're weak, but because your hormones are literally pushing you to eat more and store more. This is why even the most determined people break down. They start the day with good intentions, but within hours, they feel overwhelmed by hunger, fatigue, and frustration, and eventually, they give in. It's not about willpower, it's about hormones gone haywire. But here's the good news. When you prioritize better sleep and stress management, everything starts to shift. Just one night of quality sleep can lower morning cortisol, reduce insulin levels, and quiet the cravings. Even 10 minutes of deep breathing, walking outside, or journaling can calm your nervous system and bring cortisol down. And when cortisol is under control, your hunger shrinks, your energy rises, and fat burning becomes easier, not harder. This is why fat loss isn't just about what's on your plate. It's about what's happening in your life, your sleep, your mindset, your stress. And when you learn how to support these pieces, your whole body works better. You're not forcing results, you're allowing them. So, now that we've tackled insulin, timing, food, and stress, what's next? Well, there's still one piece of the puzzle that ties it all together. Movement. But not the kind you think. Let's explore the role of gentle, daily movement and how it turns insulin from your enemy into your greatest fat-burning ally. You've made it this far, which means you're serious about changing your health. And I want you to know something important. It's not your fault. You were never broken. You were just following advice that didn't work for your body. Thanks to experts like Dr. Ben Bickman, we now understand that weight gain isn't just about eating too much or moving too little. It's a hormonal issue, and insulin is at the heart of it. But here's the best part. You don't need to be perfect to make progress. Simple, realistic steps like delaying breakfast, choosing low insulin foods, managing stress, and getting better sleep can completely shift your body's ability to burn fat naturally. This isn't a quick fix, but it's a smarter fix, one that works with your biology, not against it. And it all starts with the tiny, powerful changes you make each morning. So if this video gave you clarity, hope, or even just one helpful tip, take a second to subscribe for more science-backed, life-changing health videos. And if you're ready to dive deeper into how food timing impacts insulin, go ahead and watch the next video right here. I promise it'll open your eyes even more. Stay kind to yourself, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.